Hello, CentriCare friends. This is Holly, and I'm hopefully going to help you with teaching this song, Lead Me to the Cross by the Rubyz, in sign language for your track times this summer. One thing about the song is I have translated into American Sign Language, which is a totally different language from English or just signing words in the order of the English language. So one thing that you probably already noticed about the song is all the signs and words that you say at the same time don't always match up exactly. But American Sign Language, you focus on the concept and get across that meaning. And like with any other foreign languages, our sayings and phrases we use in English are not the same sayings and phrases they use in sign language, so you can't word them or sign them in the same manner. So one thing we'll do is just think about what it's saying and take the meaning and sign that. Also, one more thing about sign language is, another tip is typically if you're describing an item, you say the item and then describe it. So in English you say, the big red fire truck drove by. In sign language you would say, the fire truck, big, red, drove by. So it's done a little differently, you'll notice, but it actually makes a lot of sense because it's based on the concept. About the ASL notes, ASL is a huge part of deaf culture, so your culture talk or that you may choose to do at the end of track time is kind of infused throughout the song, and kids will learn a lot about that and pick it up as you go through and teach them the song. So we'll jump right in. The first line says, Savior, I come. So for Savior, you're going to make an S. This is the S in sign language, and do like love and open it up. So Savior, this is save, and when you put your hands down by your side, that's like an agent or a person. So you're saying a person who saves is a Savior. Also, giving hints like you're breaking free, you're saving. Those cues will help kids remember the signs a whole lot quicker. It'll make sense to them. So Savior, I, just point yourself, come. We're going to go there. This is called a classifier. You won't teach this, but your finger will become you, and you come. We're coming to this area. We're going to set Jesus up here. The next line says, quiet my soul. Here is the tidbit about the item you describe and then describe it. So you say, my soul, quiet. Alright, the next line is, remember redemption's hill. Here's the perfect place in the song to set up redemption's hill and set it up there. There's Jesus, there's the cross. Everything about the song, lead me to the cross, will be set up to this area. And you want to be careful with that. If you have left-handed kids, you want all the kids to set it up on the same side. Alright, so remember redemption's hill. So remember, you can go ahead and set up your picture, redemption's hill. The cross, you go down, then across. Redemption, if you want to know redeem, you make R's and do like save. But redemption's hill, conceptually, you say there, that's where he saved me. So remember, there, save me. For redemption's hill. The next line says, where your blood was spilled. Where your blood was spilled. You're saying there, Jesus bled and died. Now, died is a tricky sign, so I'll walk you through that. Just hold out your hands, both palms up, then take your right hand, flip it over, palm down, and you're just going to kind of roll them over. So it's died or death. Okay? So there, Jesus bled and died for my ransom, which I've translated into sin. And this is a sign for sin. Okay? Then that's your first verse. So you have Savior, I come, quiet my soul, remember redemption's hill, there, where your blood was spilled for my ransom. Okay? I know it can be a little tricky saying the words out loud, but your signs aren't matching up exactly like, remember redemption seal, you're making a hill, there, save me. But the signs, it makes a lot of sense, okay? So now you're on to the chorus. That's the first verse. It starts off, everything I once held dear. This is one of those phrases in sign language. They don't say it the same way. So what you're really saying is everything that you've loved in the past. So everything I loved in the past. Another note about sign language is typically signs from behind your head or behind you, which means past. Things in front of you or take place in the future, and things right here are happening in the present. So everything I loved in the past, I count it all as lost. So I've signed that as now. All is lost. Now, this is a Y in sign language, so you just say now. All can be tricky for kids to learn, but you just hold your left hand facing you and your right hand, make a circle and come back and touch. Now all lost, you're holding something and you drop it. It's lost. Now all lost. Then it moves into lead me to the cross. Lead, you just hold your hand, take this hand and lead it to the cross. This is to and cross. Remember to keep your cross in the same place. Where your love poured out. Now, we're not taking a bucket of love and pouring it out, so we need to change it to the meaning I've translated to. There, Jesus, your love expressed. So you're saying, where your love poured out. There, Jesus, your love. And then you can kind of shift your body and take the role of Jesus. It's called role shifting. It's just a much more complicated thing in sign language, an advanced thing. But it'll be a neat tidbit for kids to learn. There, Jesus, your love expressed. He's showing. So that's just a really pretty picture of expressing your love. Next, bring me to my knees. Simply, I kneel. This is stand. So when you kneel, you just bend your fingers down. I kneel. Lord, I lay me down. That's saying I surrender. I give up, give my life to you. It's yours. So, Lord, just make an L. Go across your body. I surrender. Rid me of myself. This is one of the trickiest lines to translate, think about conceptually, but rid me of myself is basically like sanctification. You're wanting to empty me and make it all Jesus. So that's saying when you're saved, you become a new person. No more, the old has gone, the new has come. So I've translated into me, saved, a new person, me. Person is P's, going down, where this is how you make Savior a person. So, person, me, and that's just kind of how they would say it in the ASL structure. Me, save, new person, me. Then it says, I belong to you. So I, then you kind of join belong to you and lead me to the cross. Okay, so you already have the first verse and the chorus. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the chorus all together. Everything I once held dear, I count it all as loss. Lead me to the cross where your love poured out. Bring me to my knees. Lord, I lay me down. Rid me of myself. I belong to you. Lead me to the cross. So, when I finished teaching the kids section, maybe just a verse or half a verse, I would go ahead and play it. I teach them the signs, and then we would do it together until we can do it together, saying the words out loud the same pace as the song. Then I would add the music, and they can do it with the music then, and then I'd add a little more. So that probably by day 1 or 2, definitely they should be able to do the first verse and the chorus, and I have found kids normally pick up really fast. So moving on to the second verse. You are as I, tempted and tried, human. This verse is about when Jesus came down to earth in the form of a human. So you are as I. Saying we're the same as Jesus when he came down in human form. So I go to the shoulder of your dominant hand. We, the same from us to Jesus, same as Jesus. Now, Jesus, you just take your middle finger and touch the middle of your hand, then the middle of your hand. You've probably seen that before. In songs, you can kind of do it, make it prettier, and just touch and hold your left hand still and then touch. But that's just up to you, style thing for songs. Okay? So we're the same as Jesus, for you are as I, then tempted and tried. We're saying when Jesus was on earth and like we are tempted and tried or punished as we go through life. Just suffer things. So we're all tempted. You just hit a hook and you tap your elbow once. And then punished is how I translated tried. You just take your finger and kind of knock your elbow. Tempted and tried. Human. You're saying that Jesus is human too. And this word is kind of long, so you have time to say Jesus is human, just H's. Human too. The next it says the word became flesh. So we're talking about Jesus, but you'll explain that. So you can say the word became flesh. He has a body, so it's like human, but with your hands. And bore my sin and death. So translate that to he accepted and bore my sin and death. So he accept, like you're taking a gift. He accept and bear, like you carry burdens on your shoulder. He accept and bear my sin and death. And you can already see a lot of these signs are already repeating. So, like by the time you get the verse, it'll be easy to learn. Now you're risen. Now you're risen. This is a really cool sign because then Jesus died to his under, and he came back to life and ascended. You can kind of swirl it or go straight up. It's up to you. Okay, so I'll go through that verse and say the lyrics and do the signs. You were as I, tempted and tried, human. The word became flesh, bore my sin and death. Now you're risen. Alright, then you just do the chorus again. The song ends, does really pretty, to your heart, which I translated as love, heart to love. So it's just to your heart or love. And I chose to show the music like this, and that's a good opportunity for your kids to decide how to translate or show the music. They can choose, you might can let them come up with that or however they want to do love as the song drags it out. And just another note is at the end of the song it holds out lead me to the cross, and it's just a really pretty time if that one time the kids can be timed together, especially, and I'll do it the same. It goes to the cross and she holds it out. It's just a beautiful thing at the end of the song. very quickly, here's some cool signs you can use. Dog, bark, camp, like a tent, kid, and good afternoon. Alright? Have lots of fun. Best wishes. Be praying for you at camp this summer.